Hello and welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Let me turn the music on. I forgot to do that before I started. That's a thing that I do sometimes. ADHD. Anyway, yeah, this is Dungeons and Dragons. Mother problems, parental issues in general, fantasy, dragons, near-death experiences. In fact, death experiences. That's the name of the game here. Last time the team spent a whole episode shopping, essentially, which is par for the course around here. Of course, there was no. It's fine.
Shopping
There was
and researching.
there was some researching, and one of the shopkeepers was a mind reader and did some mind ready things that some people, well, in fact, pretty much everyone got upset about. Yeah.
Talk shit, get hit, unless you are bigger than me, thanks.
Basically, yeah.
We also recounted our tragic potion shop tale.
Yes, that is true. I really do need to do a recap on everything that's ever happened in this thing. And also, none of the episodes are numbered, so I completely dropped the ball on that one. That's my B. Maybe one day I'll fix all that. Anyway, right now the team is back at home and has the masquerade ball to go to tomorrow. It's about lunchtime right now, so the idea was that you guys would basically just kill some time until tomorrow. But if there's anything specific that anyone wants to do with that time, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I was wanting to work on the glove, but otherwise that's it.
I had a question.
Sure.
So, some time ago, the Queen of Air and Darkness gave me an item to enable me to scry on somebody. Do I still have that item, or was it used up in the spell?
It was used up in the spell, I believe. Not sure if that was... Right, yeah, so Varys had the tracking, and you had the ability to scry on Baba Yaga, specifically.
Yes.
So
the component is consumed.
Yes. I believe that they gave you the component for the spell specifically.
Yes. So every time I scry, I'm going to have to get a focus worth at least 1,000 gold.
Is that
Yes.
Does it state that it's consumed by the spell?
Where is your scry spell?
Scry, right?
I'm reading it now.
Scrying 5e.
Where is your scry
I
spell?
think a lot of the focus-based ones are just you need to have one that is this amount. If it doesn't state that it's used up, that it consumes it, then it doesn't. So you'd only need that one.
Yes. No, I believe that
it just has to be worth that much.
Yes.
So maybe on that one occasion, the Queen of Air and Darkness gave me a weird thing that for some reason was consumed. But, okay.
Yes, because it was when you were there, specifically in her domain, that you asked for this ability. Right? Because she wanted you to track her down, so she gave you that ability. So, yeah, I don't believe you currently still have anything that would work for that right now. Yes.
No, that's okay. Just wanted to clarify.
But a crystal ball, silver mirror, or font. Well, probably not the font filled with holy water, but you certainly would be able to find a mundane crystal ball or silver mirror in the city with 1,000 gold if you wanted to go out and buy one in the last half of this day.
I don't think I have 1,000 gold.
Well, I'm sure everyone else would consider donating for the ability to scry on people.
Do you need money?
Jun's like pacing.
Hmm.
And he looks at Varys and goes, "That stupid man, well, very intelligent, but frustrating man that we encountered at that store. He may have been right about the Queen of Air and Darkness giving me what I need. I can scry, presumably on this man. It would be much easier to identify him that way than asking people, potentially revealing what we're doing. But the focus that I was given for it has vanished, and so I need a new focus. Problem being, they're 1,000 gold. It needs to be quite expensive.
Right. And you need money for this?
Yes. Even having been paid, I don't think I have quite enough.
Okay, done. Varys counts out 110 platinum and hands it over.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 1,100. That should be enough in case he is trying to barter and make you pay more.
Oh. Thank you.
No worries.
Huh. Jen is very confused.
Varys goes back to working on the glove.
So we are currently in not the Magic City, the other one.
No, you are in Cardport right now, but a simple mundane item such as a silver mirror or a crystal ball, you would absolutely be able to purchase here without anything specific. You might have to go to like an oddities place to find a crystal ball, but a silver mirror absolutely is something you could find at any place. One that's worth that much might have to also go to a specialty store, but either way, you've got half a day to track that down. So I say that there would be no problem for you. So whichever you would like to have, I will add it to your inventory.
Ooh, I think a silver mirror. I think Jin kind of plays a little game where he gets get his cloak of many fashions to take on the appearance of a relatively wealthy man's clothing, and kind of transforms himself into some miscellaneous dude, and just practices faking being noble before this thing that they've got on tonight, and kind of wanders into shops going, "Oh, I must find a gift for my dear," insert miscellaneous noble sounding name here, and kind of plays at this game and until he finds the thing he needs, and just entertains himself that way.
Okay. Perfect. Sweet. I will add that to your inventory. Go ahead and leave yourself with 10 platinum.
An extra platinum?
So Varys gave you 110. You only need to spend 10. You only needed to spend 100 to buy it.
I think Jun will actually return the extra 10 to Varys.
Okay.
Because I think he's not used to people just giving him stuff, and he considers these people the closest thing he's ever had to friends, and so rather than stealing the remainder, he's going to give it back.
Varys? Do you accept the 10 platinum back? Varys? We've...
I bet. Hello. Yes.
Hello.
I'm back.
Yes.
Hi.
Do you
Sorry, I
accept?
didn't realize I was on mute.
That's alright.
If you did not have the money to get it before, you can hang on to that if you like.
Well, I have enough for food and lodgings and emergencies and such, but no, thank you. You have it back.
Okay. Thank you. You get what you needed?
Yes. And, should you need someone to be scryed on in future, let me know.
It might be... Yes, I think that would be nice. Let's try and get through this masquerade first, though.
I suspect I should try this first, just in case.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, you now have the silver mirror worth 1,000 gold pieces. You may go ahead and cast Scry.
Yeah. So I think Jun's gonna set himself up in like a quiet corner and yeah, I think he's just gonna do his best, knowing that he has this person's name, and that's probably the most powerful thing he has of that person's. And so it may not work, but he's gonna give it a go. Yep.
Okay. So, this person is going to need to make a wisdom saving throw. No, that's yeah, okay. You sit down and focus on the name of this person and all the details you know about them. And sit for 10 minutes casting the spell as you focus on this and approach the 10-minute mark. You're starting to feel uneasy. You're thinking, oh, maybe this hasn't worked, but then all of a sudden you feel like a gear clicking in your brain as anyone who might have been watching you sees you sort of slump and your consciousness leaves your body, quickly flying out through this house. You're suddenly overlooking Cowdport as a city and over the entire continent as it stands, and then you are rushed off to Hiroga in an instant. and appear above it, shoot down into a building somewhere in the ministerial district of that, and you are hovering 10 feet above a small, well, not small, small to you, a dwarven man who has a rather large, thick, bushy beard. Looks like it's been singed in multiple places. He is grimy, but not in like not in an unkempt way, almost like almost a performative way. He has soot on his hands and on his face, but not on any of his clothes. And you see here he is talking to some other people, mainly humans, all who are also very fancifully dressed.
Do I recognize him?
Roll me a. Actually, do you need to for this? I don't know if you have.
Like, have I seen this kind of
this dwarven
obviously?
person
Yeah, like obviously this guy's taking on different shapes, but have I seen this persona of him before?
Roll me just a general intelligence check.
Okay. Yeah, that'll go well.
No, you can't. He's not familiar to you. His audience is. You've seen some of these ministers before. But him specifically, you're not too sure about. Faces, as much as you're capable of changing your face, you don't struggle on this one, unfortunately. But you do remember, you take a moment now to really take in everything that you notice about this person, and you would be able to describe this person well enough to somebody else.
In particular, I think I notice his mannerisms, because it is very easy to change your physical appearance, and even, your height to a certain extent, your size to a certain extent.
Yep.
But it is difficult to change the little subconscious ways in which you move and act, unless you are, training to do that intentionally. So I think Jim will take a lot of note of that. And then also, I wanted to know, like, what's he talking about? Is it just chit-chat, or is he spinning some particular narrative? Does it look like he's trying to influence anyone in any way?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. On the surface, they're talking about plans that they have for upcoming votes in the ministerial processions, specifically about adding more funds to the war effort, to collecting more people, getting more people on board, right? Getting more soldiers to enlist, hiring more off continent people with magical abilities that have not been sapped by living here, things to that effect. But you realize that there's also another conversation happening underneath in Thieves' Cant, that they are having with each other, or at least this dwarf and at least 2 others are having during this conversation, which these isn't a direct language in that sense. It's more about conveying certain things, and in this case, it seems like they were making preparations for some sort of for the event tomorrow night, the masquerade. They're planning for something to happen, something shocking, something that will aid in their war effort. But that's pretty much all you're getting out of that conversation.
Okay. Without putting too much on you, Skelly.
Yep.
I recognize the crowd he's with. Are they particular individuals that have names? Are they part of a particular faction? Like, who is it?
Yep. So you've met these people before. I have their names here somewhere. Wow. Where did I put their names? Not helpful.
You can just message them to me later if you want.
Of course. Yes, you remember one of them is no, not this guy. Damn it. I finally found a name. No, you remember that they were definitely part of the war faction. That they were 2 of them were definitely part of Dud Grolim's part of this, and knowing that, you know that you have not seen Dud Grolim before, but you know that he is a dwarf.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's still the day before the party, right?
Yes.
I think Jin will come out of this scrying on Dud Grolim / what's his face?
Winkraren.
Winkraren. And we'll go and talk to the rest of the crew and be like, thank you, Varys, for your assistance with that. That was incredibly enlightening. You may want to hear this, and so might Thoricus and probably everybody else.
Okay.
And so Jin will describe kind of the conversation that was heard, the fact that, like, who the person was that the scry picked up, that it's most likely Dud Grolim, this guy that we've heard of, this warmonger, and that they're planning on, because of this conversation in Thieves' Cant, they're planning something for this masquerade that's shocking and that will aid in their war effort. And I am concerned that they will stage stage an enemy action, perhaps, or stage some kind of action to look as if it were done by the elves. Something to rile up and support their narrative with this war.
You saw this person?
Yes, with Scry.
Okay. If we used the train, we'd be able to get there in half a day, but...
I wonder perhaps if, rather than going anywhere in particular, we communicate with the relevant people. You have message with, God, what's his name? Friend
Wakelaw.
that pays us, Wakelaw. You have message with Wakelaw, and Thoracus, do you have a means of contacting Jamie?
Arrakis?
Oh, am I muted?
No?
No? Okay. Cool.
What?
Not really. Not instantaneously. It's all vibes.
Well,
we can trade off the Ring of Sending, if you like. If you want to use it to contact her.
I don't have an extra slot.
Is there any... I can unattune from one of my items, but two of them I'm unable to do that with. So I can go and send a message to Wakelaw, I guess.
my concern is this man is a shape changer.
Yes.
We should use methods of communication that we know for a fact will reach the person. And
Yes.
Are we sure that we have always been dealing with Wakelaw and that he is a separate person? For sure.
When you put it like that,
he's
I
always
think
been an asshole.
it's been very
We did do
consistent.
that dragon thing last time when he yelled at us.
He did, and then he also did apologize afterwards. Like, I did ask him.
No, he didn't apologize outright, directly, at all. He said sorry for your feelings.
It's not really an apology. Point being, if he weren't a dragon, he wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yes, that was sort of definitive proof. I think through, to my knowledge, the Sending Ring is not fooled by disguises. So it is a message to that individual, so it goes to that person.
I mean, I can send Fannybo to Jamie with instructions to not give her the message until she answers a question that only Jamie would know. If we're going to do code stuff.
Yeah.
But is that quick enough?
Well, it's whatever's happening is happening tomorrow night. Maybe send her some worried vibes? I don't know.
Gets those from me all the time, man.
Different type of worried vibes.
I'll think short. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Dwarfs. Sorry, Ferris.
No, it's all good. I'm not a dwarf, so it's okay. Also, it makes so much fucking sense that this ThatRandomGuy guy is also more than he seems. Yeah. Gross.
Just put my hand up very slightly.
Jen, if you did like a really good spell and it was really useful, does that mean that we have to stop teasing you about having like really crappy magics?
It's like really like trying to conceal a smirk.
Oh my god, okay. I just realized some things about my character. Jun looks at you like he is completely unaware that you've been teasing him and just goes, "You can do whatever you like. I know my magic's fine." And then, like, proceeds to change the subject and, like, go back to the matter at hand.
Right, that's why I'm here, comic relief and making you realize feelings about your character. Everyone's gonna, like, bury their head back in their book giggling, but really quietly.
Crash, you got any thoughts on this?
Well, it seems weird that everybody you guys run into is hidden in some way, pretending to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like...
With the college as well, too.
Yeah. I wonder if this is really what happened here. It seems a little... I don't know, it seems a little convenient that the bad guy, again, is another bad thing. I wonder if maybe Dud Grolem was a bad party already, and then got replaced by even worse.
Ah, yes, that would make sense.
But either way, I think I can speak for everybody here when I say we still need to kill this guy.
Well,
oh, for sure. I'm just wanting to make sure that we don't screw ourselves in our approach,
Yes.
Oh, more of a poison moment?
Blah 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 bad guys, blah 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 distract them, blah 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 murder them, blah 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 turn a whole room into not a whole room full of people anymore and a whole room full of screaming people and corpses, blah blah
it's
blah.
a room still full of people.
It'll
They
be
are
fine.
just not specifically in their parts.
I mean, if we're thinking take someone out more quietly.
Do you meet people who aren't evil, like other than me?
What? No,
Yeah?
I'm specifically talking about a specific person. Of the dwarvish variety. I do still have a flask of assassin poison.
Oh.
But like,
and people tend to eat and drink things at these things, and we do have Ailey, who might also still have assassin poison.
That's a good
I
question.
like this idea.
I'm pretty good at doing distractings.
Yes, Ailey does indeed have another flask of assassin's poison.
Did you know that my hat can do really cool magics too?
Yeah,
not the hat,
cool.
the shiny one.
Oh, what?
Yeah, my shiny hat does all sorts of stuff. I could create a really big distraction. For example, I'm pretty sure that I can use it to, if I pull one of the shinies out of it, I can make it do big spells. So I could be in the corner with doing big chaos magic-y things while someone really quickly does a poisons, and then when I get taken out the back and I escape, then you've already done the thing, maybe.
Yeah.
So if we cause a distraction before the bad guys get to do their distraction, then I'm just a weird little drunk person or whatever, and they don't get to do their one because it's no longer shocking because we're already annoyed. I don't know.
I mean, I'm definitely on the distraction squad because, as we've said before, I'm a bit too obvious.
Yes, same here. I imagine that we and ourselves will be, yes, distractions.
Mm.
So they will be keeping an eye on us. But yes, I think other
But they
things can
don't-
be done.
They don't know who I am.
And I think Jun would be able to do similar things as well too.
Well,
The thing is, I am
Haley is
planning.
exceptionally wise today, and
Wow.
will will bring up a very Ailey specific sort of plan. It'd be like, what if, as a plan B, if poison doesn't work, I lure him away with my dragony, wildy stuff, and then into a back room, and then I stabby.
That would be quite straightforward.
That would be good. If you were going to do that, you need to let somebody else know so that they can cover you and or get in there to help you.
Yeah. But just so no one gets, somebody died.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that way we'd also then be able to... I have a question. Will this person turn back to their form when killed?
I
Oh,
assume
yeah.
so. I don't
Or
know.
will they still... Because if we do that and it looks like we just killed Dud Grolan, that's going to look bad, right?
But if he turns back into something from the Feywild,
Right.
then
That would be good. But I don't know...
no, that could be bad.
Oh.
That could.
Turns back in as not dead.
Well,
No,
if he
that-
looks, elvish or fey,
Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
there's
no,
the implication, right?
No, he'll look like this, and Jun will shed his facade and become himself. He'll look like this, kind of.
There's one easy way to find out, but John won't like it.
No, you can't murder me.
I
We'll bring you
sense it.
back. It's just to see
Let's-
what happens.
I would not advise it. That happened to Ailey once, and
It sounds like a very expensive time sink for us when we've got a lot to plan.
expensive, and we'd be
It wouldn't
sending
take
you.
me long. I'm just saying.
We probably don't want to send one of our souls to our enemy,
That's a good point.
because you'd also be fighting on your own while we tried to revive you. Ailey said that it took a while.
Yeah, it took you guys
From their end.
ages.
So we did it immediately.
Sure.
Time worked different there, just like in the Feywild. Come on. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure he will look like this.
Hmm.
Well, just in case it comes in handy, here's a flask of assassin poison, Jun, because I'm not
Thank
on the
you.
sneaky team.
Yes, so I plan on attending this particular event not as myself and arriving separately to you, although of course Wayclaw and his staff will know it's me, any of them that are there. So
I could be your date.
you could be my daughter.
Oh,
More appropriate. Yes.
Makes
That-
sense.
And also, you can flirt with any young boys you meet. Or young girls, or whoever.
flirt? You want me to what?
Flirt. You don't have to. That's beside the point.
Panicking, putting face back in book very quickly. Reading the same say 3 lines in sentence about 50 times in a row.
And Jun has turned back into himself by this point. And he'll kind of say, if I'm planning on doing that, then is Wyn Krarin perhaps also planning on doing that? In which case, Dud Grolan may not be there at all, and we may have to identify someone else.
Or would you be able to, if we get you to a secure place once we're in the masquerade, could you then scry on him
Yes.
while
easy
we're
enough.
there? Because then we
Assuming,
can establish who he is.
yes. Assuming that he's not stronger then than he was today.
True. Yes.
Ooh, I do a really good pretend faint, and then you need a room to take me to put me in because your daughter has fainted. Oh no! Or something.
Yes, that's clever.
Indeed.
I like that.
Could
I'm
they please
reasonably
put some stuff in?
intelligent
Indeed.
and stuff.
Could they please put my rifle and shield into the bag of holding?
Oh, of course.
Cool.
We should put anything that that we want to take in, but don't want to be identified as having in the bag of holding.
Alright, Thrakus, in you get.
I will not get back in the closet.
What's a closet?
What? Like, we...
Did you play hide and seek and it went wrong sometime?
This is too much to explain to a child who is
To a what?
beyond older
We
than
are
me.
old.
I'm not old.
Older than
No,
me.
it's weird.
In a manner of speaking.
If time were linear. It's
True.
not.
If the who to what on the line?
Yeah, but time.
Huh?
Exactly.
This book makes more sense than you do. Go back to reading.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got some plans.
But so will they allow a ceremonial sword to go with my beautiful plate armor?
If you mean your
'Cause
bone sword.
I do not think Mother's
Ceremonial
approval
sword.
is going to let me put it away. You know?
Well, do you try?
This feels like I'm asking for trouble, so I mean I don't really want to, and I'd rather have it on me. Is there a way of disguising it? I don't know what you're talking about. This giant, scary sword is just dapper walking stick.
Could we together create like a scabbard for it that does make it look like a walking stick?
That's a very clever idea.
It is a long sword. So
big.
it
So
does
would
Make it
sort
look
of,
like
need-
staff?
it is sort of curl, but you imagine that if it is ceremonial, like a put it in a scabbard at your hip, you might get away with that, especially as you are, adventurers invited to this thing. They might allow that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just an opportunity to make a big fuss and make everyone look my way. If they don't let me in with it, we'll just make sure other people are in first.
Yep. Otherwise, you have enough leather pieces, amongst other things, to
You just looked at the things.
to craft yourself a
I can hear it in your voice. It's a scary, scary list.
to craft yourself a sheath for Mother's approval. Yeah.
For my
So.
bone sword. Yep.
So, we've got people hiding stuff in the bag of holding. We've got sheath for sword. John doesn't need to hide their weapon. They can just produce it when they need to.
It's a free roll.
And an extra dimensional, pop out, it's kind of hidden.
It's more like you could just leave it somewhere and then just bamf it to you when you need it, right? So,
Magical spiritual weapon.
so you could make the make the gesture of surrendering it at the door, and then just pull it out of the coat rack when you're ready.
I think if Jun was going to this showboating, he totally would.
Yeah.
But he's not.
Well, Ailey is adept at hiding all of their weapons on their body, so will not put stuff in the bag of holding. Everall is weapons are hiding on Codswallop, not Codswallop, Crash at the moment.
So Thoricus, really hasn't fucked around with Mother's approval.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently, while attuned, which it is, she can speak, read, and write deep speech.
Correct.
And considering that library moment we had a while back, well, that would have been easier, wouldn't it?
Could have been.
That should have just been oh my god. Sorry. That was so stupid. So, okay. Mother's approval does have the if thrown or dropped will return instantly without need of an action. But it's so instantaneous that I'm like...
So, for that, it physically has to move to you. It doesn't, like, instantly appear in your hand.
Yeah.
But it will...
But also it seems like it's an instant... Like, it I don't have control over that. It's just going to do it.
Require an action or anything. It just doesn't.
It does not require an action. So it's just like it's going to do it.
I mean, you haven't attempted to use it. Use that functionality of it. So it's worth a try.
We can set up some targets.
I mean, I feel like it's more like I have to have a conversation with my longsword right now.
I would say
how everyone does with their weapons.
Yeah. Ferris squints.
Yeah. I would say from your understanding, which you gain from attuning to the weapon, that it's generally for its for your throwing distance. That is what it's intended for. So within your turn, within 6 seconds of you, well, not even 6 seconds, microseconds of you throwing it at its maximum distance, it can return to you quickly, right? Within milliseconds it can return to you. But it does physically have to move through that space. It's not like a BAMF, summoning a
Mjolnir type situation.
Exactly.
It has to actually travel.
Yeah. And from your understanding of it, it does require you to will that to happen. But because it is a sentient weapon, it may also exert its own will on that. So...
Yes, I need to have a chat with my longsword.
Yeah.
About the best possible outcome here of actually getting any blood out of this is if you listen to me.
Yep.
Because they don't let us in the door.
And is thankful he does not need to negotiate with them.
Hey, there is always a cost to getting your mother's approval.
Apparently.
Okay.
Also, sorry, Avril, we still haven't explained that one. We were supposed to do a slideshow or something. No, that was just the potion. I don't know.
We did a potion show.
I was just assuming that your mother likes your sword. I don't know.
Yes.
Well, that makes Thrax feel better than what actually happened.
You look sad.
So, Ring of Sending, letting Wayclaw know what's going on with this Dudgrolan situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Varys will unattune from Fox's Fencer to do that.
Okay.
If you want to do other things in the meantime, I can write up the message in the chat.
All right.
Okay.
Was anyone else preparing, doing anything else? Thoracus, you want to have your conversation with your sword now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I'd basically had it, but, you know.
I mean,
okay.
what do you do to have this conversation?
I just like walk off from the others.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know, I have a bit of peace and quiet. And I'm like, so I know you like it when we're in battle. And you seem to like blood. We're about to do something that's gonna be real sneaky. But might need you, yeah. So we're going to a place. I'm not allowed to have you in there with me, but you'll be nearby, and I might be able to. And if I call you to me, then you'll be able to get the blood you want. But if you don't let me put you on coat check, we ain't gonna get shit. Why are you doing this to me? I'm not a charismatic person at all. Let alone the Rikus. Why do I have to say this out loud? Ugh.
Well, you feel it's more of a sense that you're getting rather than actual words, but you understand what they're saying without them needing to say words.
But I had to say words.
Yeah,
I see how it is.
Of course.
I can't just live on vibes.
I mean, you try to, but it never quite works out. But the first thing you get back from them is essentially a question about the things that you will be killing and slaying. It's basically asking if they are demons.
Not entirely sure of some identities. Like, one, we are after a changeling that is Fae. Might also have to kill a dwarf or 10. But in all honesty, we've come up against demons in disguise before, so we don't know if there will be any. I'm down to kill some demons, though, if that's what you're after.
Right. Well, to most of that, you sort of get a sort of non-committal, like, whatever. But a gleeful happiness to, yes, let's kill some demons, please.
Wait. I know we're tight over the whole we kill demons thing. That's our thing. I get it.
But otherwise, it seems that they are content to be away from you for a short period. It seems like they are still not quite awake, right? That's why you're not getting full communication like you did previously when you had, slain a demon with them, or at least drawn demon blood with him. So
cool.
Yeah.
But about that, sweetness. I go back to the others, all awkward like.
Perfect.
Heard every word. Goes back to my book.
Wait, did you hear the vibes too?
The what?
Never mind. Those were just my vibes.
Yep, no, it's just your vibes. So, anybody else? anything.
I just want to get through as much of my books as I can, because
Okay.
I want to learn how. Well, like prestidigitation would be useful, and then it would be great to have a curing spell before we go into what sounds like it's going to be a scrap. So I'm trying to read the healing book professionally as fast as fuck, boy, but with particular attention, because last time I kept screwing it up. Like I was close, but it wasn't quite there. So I want to finish this book and see if I can get it nailed. Because me and book reading go so far back, you know?
Yep. Yep. Okay. Roll me an Arcana check.
Oh boy, here we go, lads. Hey, +1!
Oh dear. Okay.
I made this character for a very different campaign where that wasn't going to be necessary, sir.
Yeah, pretty much. Well. You now.
Changeling's name?
Win Carrerin. I can type that in the chat, but
I think it's true.
if you just say the changeling, I'll know what you mean. But sure.
Yeah.
We'll put it in there. Just need to find it again. There we go. So, Avril, you attempt to use it again to complete. Having thought that you have read it enough, have understood it enough, you attempt to cast the old Cure Wounds.
So good at reading books. Oh yeah. Hey Crash, come here.
Because if I melt a circuit or something, it's not as dangerous. We can put you back together.
Whoa. Whoa, I can heal the other peeps too.
Okay.
I can't
All
fix Crash.
Well, you expend a first level spell slot. And
There is probably a way for me to do that better, but we will figure it out.
yep, you expend a first level
Oh,
spell
there it is.
slot and attempt to cast Cure Wounds, touching your hands on to Crash. You feel the energy leave your body. You feel like you've cast the spell. What do you do? Crash doesn't seem. I mean, Crash wasn't hurt
Maybe you're
to begin with,
not-
so.
Maybe you're not hurt enough. 1 second. I would like to pull out one of my swords, please.
Okay, from Crash.
I'm gonna look at Crash briefly as if I'm about to do something terrible, and then actually I'm gonna run it through my own palm. And wince and squeal appropriately. That people in the stories made that sound so easy. And then I'm gonna try and cast it back on my own hand, because clearly I needed to heal some damage to see if it works. That was my theory.
Oh
So,
my god, why did you cut your You know your arm is so much bigger. My arm is so much bigger. Why don't you just cut my arm? Why your hand?
Your hand forcing.
looks
There's
up
so
at
many
Maracus.
muscles in there that you need.
I will also say.
I didn't know that anyone was watching. Turns
So,
around.
Everyone's watching.
so you're standing there. You put the dagger away. You're standing there with a hand that's profusely bleeding from you cutting it, and you realize now that you've cut your hand, which you need to perform the somatic components to the spell.
Oh, I'm well aware. This is what I get for rolling a 10, sir.
Yes. which leaves you incapable of
Hmm.
completing the spell.
Hang on. 1 second.
Oh, but this is cool because then if I reopen the wound later, it'll give me an excuse to faint. Because I can faint at the sight of blood. God damn it.
Thyracus puts their hands upon you, and you see the wound completely seal back together as though it was never cut in the first place, other
But
than the
considering
blood.
I was turned around, I attempt to cast it on my hand and go, I did it! Turn around. Oh, your hand was on my back. I'm stupid.
I love you.
You what?
How about I love you, please? Don't do that again.
Makes a face at Thyracus like, you what?
Thyracus just leans forward and takes a dagger and just does a little slice on her arm.
Wait, but why can't I do it?
Fix it!
Ah! I'm gonna put both of my hands and over the wound, and then I'm gonna try and cast the right thing. I'm
Okay.
gonna try and do the stuff.
Roll me another Arcana check.
Okay, anybody got some of that good old guidance in the kitchen?
I can give you guidance if you like.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It'll
Yeah, I
do.
suppose Thyracus
DM's
should
like, I
actually-
am subtracting whatever the fuck that rolls.
Hey, yes, a 4.
Hey!
Nice.
So, my shitty roll -4, I get it.
Holy bejesus.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a 25. That's
All
20.
right.
I did it, I hope.
Ever rolls with the power of love.
Yep.
Ever rolls with the power of knowing that the DM can still say, no.
No, that's not fair. If it was guaranteed for you to fail, I wouldn't have had you roll. But with that, you do expend all of your level 1 spell slots.
Bean.
Oh,
Thank you.
And heal this wound. So as you've placed your hands over this cut, you take your hands away, realizing that both of them are now covered in blood, but Thyracus is healed.
Look, I did it! And like holding my hands up towards them, like, look, see!
yep. Those are my insides.
Oh. I don't know about you, but does your house have one of those running water thingies?
We, in the very least, have a bucket somewhere. Let's go. Find where we wash up.
Yay!
Spending.
Yeah. The closest thing to a toilet we have in this house are chamber pots, and that's disturbing.
I meant a sink, bro. I'm not washing my hand with bloody guts in a toilet.
Well, no, but all I'm thinking is, like, we don't even have a flushing toilet. Or an
Fair enough.
outhouse. I'm guessing we have to use the streets outhouse. Yuck. We have magic and we don't have a way of dealing with our poop.
Well,
But it's
yes, you.
gross.
When I learn how to do the other book, you will, because I can just clean it up. Because you can just make the poop vanish. It's really cool.
Where
look
does it
forward to
go,
that.
though?
Well, I like to hope that it opens up like a little portal above someone that you don't like, and then it lands on them. But I can magic your clothes clean and you clean, which means we can all smell like lilies and daisies and tulips and stuff.
Yes. But also, does this mean we could poop in the bag of holding? And then we could literally, like, someone is like, I demand you dump out your bags. And then you're like, okay, hold out your hands. And then poop falls out into their hands. We could do something like that. No. I know, it's not
Yeah,
as
'cause
cool as
can
that
we-
time I was like, let's turn a guy into gold.
Can we wash my hands and then go to the ball? I'd rather not talk about you pooping in a bag.
They are on two different levels, like making a guy's face into gold as revenge and pooping on somebody. They are a little bit different.
Would it still be warm if you pooped directly into the bag?
This,
Like,
this
time
sounds
is weird in there, right?
Well, kind of wish, maybe, not really. I don't know. It's an extra dimensional space. I don't know if it has a time thing.
No, but those heads started rotting, so I guess it'd be gross and cold.
Yeah, true.
I wonder if
Depends
mold
how long ago
grows.
you did it.
Yeah.
When you drop a steamer right before you do that, then you're probably fine.
Oh, back in Rovia, we used to call that a fudge dragon.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
But can we go to the ball now?
Sure.
Is it now? Is it tomorrow? Do I still have to go to sleep first?
We do have to sleep first.
Really? I
Ugh.
thought it was today.
Well,
Yeah.
Just pull out the other book and start like huffing and reading about prestidigitation.
It's been forever.
with renewed like I can do this. It does work. Books have words in them and they do stuff.
Hell yeah. I passed that information
Maybe
on to the
wizardry
group as
isn't
well.
so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go,
fire is too much fun.
poop in weird places now. Bye.
Hold on. Apparently, Grey Swallow had similar intel that he was going to tell us about, and that Wayclaw did not know about the changeling, and that's new. Okay, you can
What?
go poop wherever you like now.
Does Wayclaw,
Sorry.
did Wayclaw not know about the changeling, or did Wayclaw not want us to know he knew about the changeling?
Probably that because he's a jerk.
Ooh, what if we pooped into the ammo forever bag because we use it as poop ammo, and then
I
we
don't
just
want-
fling poop?
I don't
At
want
Wayclaw.
people to poop all over my bullet.
Wait. Because
They're
then if
stored
you do,
I have
separate.
to touch those
no,
with my
no.
hands.
but
Yeah, they're stored separate.
Varys, then they all become extra poison damage.
It's gonna mess up my gun. It's gonna go. It's already misfires sometimes. It'll be worse if I'm putting poop into it.
I don't.
What if I
think
make sure it's a
anyone-
nice and greasy one?
I don't
I
think anyone
really-
should shit in
if-
a bag.
if you'd like-
Thrakus, we no. I gotta go read in my room. I don't even have a. I gotta read in the lounge.
Okay,
All right.
I'm gonna do secret poops.
Don't call them secret poops. That sounds weird.
Everyone's had it with
Oh,
no
do you
shit.
do public poops?
No. But when you say secret poops, I don't know what that implies. Whereas just going for a poop is normal.
You don't smuggle your fudge?
I have not been known to snuggle fudge. No, not often. I just go to the bathroom. I get a chamber pot and that's it.
Wait, why are you doing this in the bath? That's horrific. The public bath? Varys.
What? When? When did I do it in the public bath?
Go to the bathroom?
Oh, I see. Yes, no, I don't poop in front of people. I'm a bit shy like that.
That's fair.
I do
Your
tend
diary,
to think that that's
Varys is a
normal.
shy pooper.
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Once
Yeah.
I made eye contact with a deer while I was pooping, and it ate my foraged berries. I was quite mad. But I was kind of stuck pooping because of all those berries, so maybe it was a good thing.
oh, I thought that was a euphorism for it. anyway,
I thought that was meaning that it was eating your poop.
yeah.
You had foraged the berries and they had gone through you.
Oh, no, real, actual fruit berries.
Anyway,
Not-
Has left the
Berries.
room long ago.
yeah. Anyway, so Varys, you wanted to work on a glove, yes?
Yes, the sparking glove for Avril, please.
Okay.
What's life without poop, you must
Roll
say.
me a Tinker's check and tell me what exactly you want this glove to do.
Okie dokie. Could I please get Crash's assistance?
You may.
Wonderful. Okay, I will take his help to get advantage on my Tinker's Tools roll. And I'm essentially a spark glove is what I'm aiming for. So putting like a strike or a flint into the thumb, and essentially like sandpaper type gunpowder on the middle finger, so that when you snap, it hits the index finger and lights a flame.
Okay.
If he needs adhesive, I have adhesive, and that is not a euphemism for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you have no problem crafting a matches glove.
Yeah. It's essentially the components of a tinderbox made into a glove.
Yeah. I will say that it will require refueling at points, but otherwise,
okay.
Yes, it is. It is there. You have it.
Wonderful. Once it's completed and all done, Varys and Crash will go and find Avril.
Avril will be in the lounge, reading their book.
Avril.
Yep.
I have a present for you.
Present?
Yeah. And he takes out the glove that he made. You asked him to create a glove with a flame on it, essentially. And he presents it to you. There you go. It will need to be applied with gunpowder and things to make sure it catches, but I have those components, so we'll be able to do that when necessary.
How do you make fun powder?
It's a trade secret.
If I use it long enough, will you teach me?
I'm
I'm a good student. I just learned how to do a whole spell.
For sure, there's a lot of moral implications that I'm dealing with, and I think that maybe an entity spied on me making stuff, so I don't know if me making stuff is good anymore, and that includes gunpowder.
Something spied on you?
Yeah, I think.
Was it that dude in the shop? Jin told me they were yucky.
No, different. You remember the dwarf that we met, Elamane? The one that will be coming with us to meet the fungus people? The mushrooms? He was the dwarf that we met down in the dwarven bar underneath their temple.
Uh-huh.
The one with the gun. Yes, I believe that his gun is so similar to mine that there is no way that he did that by accident, if that makes sense.
So he looked at you to figure out how to make good stuff for his stuff?
You know how Jun is aligned with the Queen of Air and Darkness? And that's how he gets his magic. I believe that Elamane is similar. I have seen him also make his weapon disappear and reappear in a similar way. My guess is that whoever his patron is, there are too many similarities for it to be coincidence.
Make any weapon disappear.
Well, yes. Yeah, true.
Reappearing,
yes.
That's the hard part.
Especially in a hurry. But yes, the glove is yours.
Can I try it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So if this works, then I can snap my fingers, and then I can instantly do this thing that I do where I like control the flames, which then means that I can like fling it around and make it into shapes and do cool stuff with it at any time I want.
Nice. That sounds good.
Okay. Now. And half the population of all living things in the universe.
I accidentally mixed some spice in there. Oh no.
And Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knew?
I was listening to the soundtrack earlier. My bad. So I will snap my fingers and then instantly attempt to control Flamoos.
All right. You click your fingers as demonstrated, and a wispy sort of blue and white flame from the chemicals that are being burned here transmutes. Well, it appears on the tip of your thumb, and your control flames works perfectly on it. You are able to manipulate it as any other mundane flame.
I am going to... Is there a fireplace in this room?
There is.
I assumed it was the thing that I am up against, but I couldn't quite tell if that was just
Yes.
a really big cabinet.
No, that is the fireplace.
I'm going to attempt to use the first bullet point to fling the fire into the fireplace and light the fireplace, because I think it would be really cool to snap my fingers and then throw a bowl of fire. Without it being fireball, specifically.
Yep.
Definitely a good difference.
Yeah, it immediately is light. It only smolders there for a few moments as you realize there wasn't really any fuel in there, but it worked.
It's gonna see Avril's just staring at their hand and giggling, and then like rolling on the floor going, I have power! Like just having a whale of a time.
Wonderful.
Thank you,
Alright.
Uncle Varys.
You're welcome. Now I'm gonna go and nap.
All right. With that, I assume everyone is going to long rest. Yes.
Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Well, go ahead and roll those long rests. All right.
You know, you can't just DM chortle like that and expect us to ignore it completely.
Yes, I do expect you to do that, because what else are you going to do about it?
I'm going to acknowledge it, be a little bit freaked out, and then move on.
Yep.
God damn it.
Cool.
I'm gonna assume that we missed something.
Could be. Okay.
Well, the DM just made a funny joke in his head.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Could be.
Reptar was sitting in the room, he could have noticed, but, like, he didn't, so is Reptar alive?
Reptile's alive.
Okay, I had that horrible moment of, like, did I just walk into a room, completely ignore my buddy who's now a corpse, and then be like, cool, I can do fire and stuff, hey, Reptar, look! Oh!
Oh no, that would be ruthless.
That would be so much
Just-
worse.
Does that mean the teenagers aren't being chaperoned and are having a sleepover downstairs?
I don't have a bedroom.
Yeah, you've been sleeping on bedrolls in Thoracus's room. But
True.
Thoracus didn't frog march you guys upstairs this time.
Yeah, I'll frog march up to Thoracus's room, because I know that otherwise I'll get in trouble.
Yeah. She's pretty forgetful, honestly.
Jun is
Doesn't even
not
remember.
enforcing anything. He's just turned into a cat and is going to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, we sleep through the night. No problems there. Awaken the next day. And come down for some breakfast. Reptar has purchased some fresh things for the cupboards. So you do have some breakfast lying around.
Hell yeah, reptile.
Like some eggs and meat and oats and other breakfasty type foods.
Jun is up early cooking.
Right.
It's kind of crazy, but weirdly good.
And I roll up my bedrolls, immediately put my face in my book, and then attempt to walk through the house without really paying attention, because I'm too busy face deep in my book, and wander down into the kitchen.
You like walk into the table and like injure yourself.
I wonder more
apologise to the
than
table.
injuring self, more the fact that when I walk into the table, everything on it rattles like hell.
You good there, bud? Did you sleep?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
How much?
All night.
Whose definition of night?
I'm tired.
And whose definition of all?
I did. I slept. I was in the room. It's not like I could have read in the dark. Can't read in the dark like you weird people.
I forgot about that. How do you do anything with your eyes?
Slowly. Like the rest of us.
Yeah, kind of.
The rest of us.
I mean, I have to that. Could I please empty out my water skin and replace the water with the potion of dog scent?
Sorry, run that by me one more time.
I would like
you're
to-
gonna do finally.
I would like to empty the water skin that I have of its water and replace that water with the potion of dog scent.
Okay.
Because if we're going in the just a thought, if we're going into this masquerade and there are servants of our enemy in there, they might smell a little bit like death. So maybe if we can get a drop on them, sniff them out, literally and figuratively, then that could be quite fun.
I know we tried this out before, but I still can't remember if it is that you can have the ability to smell like a dog, or if it makes you smell like a dog.
Yeah, do you have the scent power of a dog or the scent of a dog?
We tested it out, and I can't remember the results.
It gives you advantage on skill checks related to smells for 3 hours.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you had a proper identification for this. It wasn't just you tested it. But the potion itself smells like wet dog. So the moment you uncork that and start pouring it into your water flask there, everyone is like, ugh, and even Codswallop's like,
yeah. Varys will lean close to Codswallop. He's like, sorry buddy, this is what you smell like when you don't want to get like toweled down.
But once you have poured it all in and sealed your water flask, the smell immediately goes away. And Codswallop settles.
Yeah, that's some magic.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Smart.
All right.
Another thing
Okay,
that
so
we have up
prepared
our sleeves.
spells.
Yes, prepare
Let's
any
see.
spells.
I think Calm Emotions is a good one.
Imagine having to prepare spells. Fucking nerds.
Well,
You
Emerald.
literally are preparing spells by learning them.
yeah. So, in a weird turn of events, Avril.
Oh
Oh,
no!
Now that you have, now that you have learned a spell, as opposed to gaining a spell via your sorcerer powers,
Uh-huh.
that's not innate to you anymore. That has to be prepared. Obviously, it's already prepared. It's the only spell you can prepare so far. But if you end up racking up more spells, you are going to have to select from a subset of them, rather than.
By the way, is that what the little checkbox is for at the end of the, like, after the cogwheel? There's like a little checky box. I don't know what that does.
After the cogwheel is
That's
the
the cogwheel.
expand. It's the cogwheel that is. It's the little sun that is the prepared. That is why that sorcerer's spell is prepared, while all the rest of them are not.
Yeah, I can
Like
see
a
it now.
cogwheel, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering because I already learned 2 spells now by being gifted them out of people's brains, and now I've got a 3rd one.
Yeah, so your oddly enough, your teleportation circle one doesn't fall under that. You feel that because that is a sorceress spell specifically, it is capable of being used in a sorceress nature, but Cure Wounds is not a sorceress spell, and you are tapping into something entirely different. Having learned it, it is a learned spell. You have become a wizard by doing this, as opposed to being a sorcerer. This is not an innate nature. It is not an innate part of your being. It is a thing that you have memorized, right? With the rest, with all your rest of your spells, you are like naturally able to cast them. You don't even need to think about how you perform the action. It just happens for you, right? You go, I want to do this. Your body takes over and does it for you. But with Cure Wounds, you actually have to think, how do I do the action? How do I do the thing?
Avril's like having a morning, looking at her hands and looking at you other people preparing spells and looking at her hands and going, oh my god, is this what it's like for you the whole time?
I mean, I just know stuff. One day it just downloaded in my head. I mean, I have to like... It's like I have to pick which ones I can remember for the day. Like, it doesn't all fit. It's all just there. So I don't know what you're talking about trying.
Looks like complete horror at you. Like, what do you mean you can't do all of them whenever you want?
So here's some egg fried stuff.
Eggs.
They say in Warlock, not even having to bother at all either.
Having a magical sugar daddy is the way to go.
Or sugar mommy.
Indeed.
Wait, how much have we got in common? Shit. We're not like siblings.
Yeah, Jamie is related. Anyway, so that's not new information.
I know. You still got me.
Anyway,
Damn.
so you've got until this evening to get to the masquerade. You will have to go and pick up your outfits, those of you who are getting them made. but you could probably do that right before, so that you can get ready at Wayclaws or whatever. So what is the plan for the day? It's going to take you half a day on the train to get to Hiroga. That is where you need to be.
Or can we start by heading to Hiroga in the morning?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast 8, train on, and away you go to Hiroga. This one. All right. You return back after half a days of train travel. Another half day of reading presentation books. You guys have other books that you want to read as well, I imagine.
Yeah, the books we got from the library.
Yes.
Especially because I can, probably also read a whole other language.
Yeah. So, specifically for you, Jun, you had the 2 ranger books that were about fey creatures and changelings and hunting for their bits. And you pay particular attention to changelings. You find information. This is very much. It's detail. The way that it goes into detail about certain things, you're not too sure how to feel about. Goes into specifics about removing the flesh from a changeling, and specifically goes into detail about how initially, within the first few hours of being deceased, a changeling will remain in the form that it was in when it died.
Oh,
So-
Varys. It looks like I was wrong.
Mm.
So this weirdo who wrote this says that changelings remain in the form they died in for a couple of hours.
Oh, a couple of hours? But afterwards they return?
Yes. It appears that's what he's saying.
So it would be long enough to verify that the person died, and yep, that person was this person. So they won't care a couple of hours later if it changes.
There's also some really interesting stuff here about skinning a changeling. Thoricus, look at this.
Why does this feel... Okay, I don't think that's... You sure you won't be looking at that? Thoricus is looking real sweaty.
I'm learning things.
I have a stupid
cool.
question.
Shoot.
What happens if you kill the guy and that person is shifted into a bad guy? You just made the bad guy pretend to be dead, which means he can be an even sneakier bad guy.
That's why we're trying to kill the changeling, not the person he's trying to impersonate.
No, but if you kill the changeling, then you're giving the bad guy license to pretend to be dead and then actually pop up and be extra scary later.
Changeling is going around as him. The Changeling has probably done something to the bad guy to make sure he doesn't pop up again.
Oh.
Yeah, I imagine that the actual Dutgrollen has been gone for a bit.
if that's indeed what has happened. I'm
Yes.
hoping to do some magic biz and see if he is.
Hmm.
I
The
think
dwarf.
it was a stupid question.
What
Oh,
is it
it
with
was
people
fair.
pretending to be other people? Wasn't there some guy that was pretending to be that man in Storm Sledge?
And
The
some person right in front of me who's changed his face constantly.
I mean, I do it to survive.
Hmm.
But
He
it
says they don't.
does appear that somebody, or several somebodies, have been impersonating various people of
Hmm.
power.
Like you did when you were away, Chloe.
Yeah, and that was very effective.
Does that mean you did it bad?
I did a useful.
Yes, I think it was helpful for that town. I believe that more people would have died had we not performed our ruse there.
Absolutely.
It was a
John,
lot,
does that
though.
mean you can copy us?
Just for funsies, Jin immediately becomes Avril.
Wait. This is really smart. Because the Rackers could do something actually bad, but you could be being drunk loud to the Rackers at the party or whatever, or you could be like as like a lullaby, a story as a story.
I mean, that's true. You could.
And yes, so
Hey,
we
don't
could
set me
then.
up.
Well, we could also then.
Or anybody.
Yeah.
We could then purport the idea that we are being framed as well too.
You could
Jin
definitely be
turns-
fake
Like
Ailey
this.
while Ailey's slipping around.
Yeah, this is our actual friend Ailey. That person's an imposter, you know? It's deniability for us.
Who are you talking about? This our friend Ailey with the wings and the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Did
can't
I-
do wings.
Huh.
Jin
Huh.
turns back into himself.
Well,
I
Did
thought
I
you could at
do a
least do
smart?
like fake
Not-
wings.
Secretly do
Yeah,
a smart.
non-functional ones.
Yeah.
I secretly do a smart.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think this is an excellent use of our resources. However, I'm not sure that I want to go about reminding people that there are changelings involved at this time. I'd rather just get rid of the other one.
Yes. We do know that Dudgrolin set up Mr. Goldenface to be taken out, so we know that they've been working together, and this Dudgrolin has probably been replaced since before then. If we do get the chance to kill them, we need to hold on to that body.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Okay.
let's go.
I think as well, I know I didn't say so earlier, but like Jin probably communicated what was going on to the Queen of Air and Darkness last night. Just like, this is where we're at. We know who he's impersonating. We're gonna try and kill him tomorrow. Well, I'm going to kill him tomorrow, rather than, you know.
Can't share the credit on that one.
Yeah.
Not with her.
But also, like, you know, he's not gonna attribute to the group when he's trying to impress her.
Yep. Well, you hear back from her immediately. She says, "I'm very pleased with your progress. It's good to see that you are onto this so quickly."
The quicker, the less damage she can do.
Yes, for us both. And with that, there are some other bits and pieces in the book about changeling behavior, that they are usually loners. They will often go and have offspring with another race, who will have changeling children. Like there's not a, it's almost entirely dominating over their other heritage, at least in most circumstances, specifically for humans and halflings and dwarves. That a changeling, one of the parents just needs to be a changeling for the child to be a full changeling, and that they'll essentially leave that child with that family to be raised by them initially, and then come and pick them up at a later date to be like, you're now my child. This is your heritage. You are a changeling. Here's your abilities. Yeah.
Does it mean John is an orphan?
John doesn't tell you this.
Yeah. Okay, Marcus does not know that.
Nope. It does not.
The only me being like,
That makes it better.
John's just reading this, like, really dissociated, not thinking about himself at all. And he'll probably have a nightmare about it and be forced to think about himself at some stage, but for right now, it's academic.
oh, that's not healthy.
Who said John?
What are you telling me about my coping mechanisms?
And then goes through that, like, that basically, until the point where a changeling comes to get picked up, they're basically indiscernible from a normal child, unless something else happens to them that causes their changeling heritage to assert itself. Before that, usually something traumatic or becoming in danger in some way. Like a child gets accidentally raised on the streets instead of being in a loving home. They might.
What?
Yeah. It talks about that the ranger in this book talks about how those ones are often the easiest to spot, as they haven't been taught by a changeling parent how to utilize their abilities appropriately. But they also can be more devious, as they have learned more of the ways of everyone else around them. Knife cuts both ways. But basically says that by normal means, a changeling isn't particularly easy to track down. It's more about noticing when someone is different, that someone has done something, or another fey creature tells you about them. Basically, that other fey creatures are often aware of changelings in the area because they're getting in on their territory more than anything else, and will keep tabs on them. So that is their recommendation for tracking down a changeling, is to basically be like, find local fae in your area, ask them who the changeling is, and they'll tell you, so long as you've got something to trade with them for that information. Does also talk about the mythical elfwood leaves, but says that they've never found any of these leaves, but supposedly has heard also that they are capable of revealing a changeling's true visage. But goes into more detail about the legends that they have heard specifically about it. Not an actual recount of this, stating that supposedly the alpha tree's leaves will disintegrate on contact with mortal hands of those from the prime material plane, but creatures of the outer planes, such as the hells or the elemental planes, would be able to hold them more indefinitely. And of course, Fey creatures can hold them properly if they're collected correctly, but changeling holding them will still revert them eventually.
Yep. Which John already knew, but he didn't tell anybody.
Yeah. So you make it to the train station half a day later, after having read books and so middle of the day, middle of Hiroga. Only got a couple more hours before the masquerade starts. I'm guessing you guys are going to go straight to Wayclaw to get that sorted out, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright. Straight there, no stops. Do not pass go, do not pay $200.
Do not fight a shopkeeper.
Do not fight a shopkeeper. You are back in the ministerial offices. You walk through the door to find Wayclaw is already coming down and says, I expected you a few minutes earlier. Did you stop for breakfast?
I cooked it.
Well, I guess that's fair enough.
Have you eaten Wayclaw?
Yes, it's been like a whole day already.
Good. Thoracus is just like real twitchy because it's like sick of him infantilizing them.
Fair enough. Right, well, all of your suits and dresses and masks are ready at my abode. If you'd like to follow me.
Wonderful.
Everyone's
Like
like
it's a strong
skipping
word.
because she's so excited. Never had a dress made ever.
Baby.
Fair enough. Well, he leads you northwards into the posher side of town. You remember this area as being where the ambassador's quarters were as well. And he leads you to the largest mansion on the block. Yeah, you're not sure. You're pretty sure that this place is extremely expensive if it was ever going to be sold. Yeah. Ailey will probably make a comment about how this is definitely a dragon's hoard if she ever saw one.
Yeah, I imagine that the house has been owned by Wayclaw for a very long time.
Generational wealth, everybody. Anyway.
His own generations.
Exactly.
Does he have a screaming gold bust that was really a man?
Maybe.
Actually, maybe, yeah. It makes Thoracus hate him more.
Anyway.
We thought we were independent thinkers doing that ourselves.
Being original. not an original thought between us.
I guarantee
So-
it hasn't been done recently, at least.
Very true. So, you enter the mansion that you vaguely recognize from your short period here. Obviously, entering in from an entirely different part of it that you're not. It's weird having been only in 2 rooms and a corridor in this very large mansion, and now entering through the front door. It just makes it completely takes you off kilter when you enter, especially considering how gauche and bourgeoisie this house is.
Varys wrinkles his nose.
Yeah.
Because rolls her eyes in a very. Someone has no taste.
Yeah. And Ailey is immediately very close to everything that is very shiny.
Big anime eyes.
Correct.
Just sparkly.
But he leads you into a library, essentially. That's right off the entrance. It seems that he's preemptively set this up as a dressing room for your lot, as he didn't. Seems like he didn't want you to go particularly deeper into his abode at this stage.
Why ever not?
Man, who could wonder why? Anyway, inside.
Very sparkly eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Inside,
convincing.
you find that there are 3 mannequins set up of perfect sizing for Jun, Varys, and Avril, each with a different outfit upon it. Varys's is a very nice navy blue suit with a dark leather jacket that is suitably fashioned to hide a gun in.
Perfect.
Jun's
Very pleased.
yes. Jun's is a similarly styled suit, but instead of blue, it is a dark, almost black purple in those places, and has a longer, browner leather coat to go with it instead. That does not appear to be made to hide anything within it. But
did they not do what Jun asked?
what is I? Sorry, don't remember exactly.
Maybe they did
what
it
Jun
too
asked.
well, so it doesn't look like it's a thing, but it's there.
Jun asked for so he's made this gold mask that looks like it's dripping, and he asked for like appropriate wealthy looking kind of garments that were like red and orange and like flame motifs.
Yes, I remember now. No, they did do that. So the suit underneath the brown leather coat is the reds and the oranges and golds. They've given you just a plain coat over top of that to sort of do a reveal in a way. So you can approach the party in a nondescript leather jacket, and then remove it when you enter to be this extremely flamboyant red and gold, in the same style suit as Varys.
Flaming, darling.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And Everill's keeps with that red and gold theme, but is a full dress that is still well covering, and is a little bit larger than Everill's real size, to allow for things to be kept underneath it, whatever they wish to keep underneath it. Particularly, probably something like it seems to have allowed for leather armor or something like that, is the specific size.
I was allowing for my specific robe with my specific several things on it.
Yeah, it seems like they weren't able to completely abide by that. You would be able to stuff that in there for sure.
Yep.
But it's not going to look great if you do that. But that's up to you. That's entirely up to you.
But it might be really important to be able to pull out a lantern or several dogs or a ladder, it's just useful.
That could be.
Several dogs?
Yes,
Excellent.
several dogs.
I was wondering if Codswallop wanted a buddy,
Well, he's not. He still has his trouble puffs, so unless you want even more buddies. Might not be a good
Anyway.
idea.
Is there space for Jin to bring in the bag of holding, or do we need to arrange something?
No, you would easily be able to keep a few select items on yourself with that, such as pouches, and swords, and Varys' case, a gun, and bullets. Yeah, they're not going to stop you from bringing in a pouch.
Bag of holding is now a pouch.
Yes, that is what they will see it as, especially as it is a magical item.
Yeah.
Anyway, alongside all of these as well, there is masks that have been crafted to form fit your faces and Ailey's. Ailey gets a sort of white porcelain underneath, at like where it covers their nose and cheekbones, but then above from that is red flaming scales turning to not particularly large, not larger than their own horns, but horns nonetheless, that attempt to conceal their horns, their rest of their dragonness, but it's not really that effective on them. But they'll find a way to be hidden regardless. Somehow, that's just how it works for them. Very similar for Everil, but instead it keeps with that red and gold, and their the bottom half of the mask is shaped to be more like a bird's beak, so it forms off the nose into a beak shape, and it is the red and gold feathery mass of a phoenix is the motif here. For you, Jun, there is a very similar to what you had crafted yourself, but simply more ornate looking. So it still does look like a splash of gold coming across your face and pouring over it, but there is a little bit of flair to it, so it sort of spirals around a little bit. It looks like it flowed a little bit more than just settling on your face, and there are a few gemstones underneath the eyes to make it more pretty. And for you, Varys, a very man in the iron mask looking mask, made out of gunmetal, and yes, the hanging of what looks like bullets, but at closer inspection for you realize that they are not functional bullets by any means. Aesthetic bullets.
Cool. Hell yeah.
All right. So, you all get suited up. Ailey reveals that they had their glittery dress on the whole time. Thrakus is just in their Zoltamal family leathers and his mother's approval at their side. Yeah. All right. You're ready to go in.
I think we might want to spend some time reorganizing with Wayclaw just about this Quinn Krarin dude and kind of sharing intel.
Yes, of course. So, while you're all getting dressed and getting ready, Wayclaw stands nearby, obviously not looking in or anything, but within earshot, and is able to tell you about what he found, what intel he was given by Grey Swallow, which is that yes, some contacts within their organization, their party, as it were, determined that there was some plan to possibly some assassination attempt, possibly just a scare that is meant to go ahead at the masquerade tonight. That, for all intents and purposes, is going to be blamed on the elves. Grey Swallow and his agents are looking into it as well. They will be attending the party at the same time, but they will be undercover as the help. So if you see Grey Swallow during the night, you can enlist his help for things as well. But essentially, we're going to be trying to thwart whatever it is that they're planning on doing, or at the very least, we have already planted the seeds within many other parties that whatever happens tonight is, by design, right? We have informed them that this is something planned by the party, right? That they are any mention of this is only to anything that might happen is only to elicit more of a negative response to the Elven Kingdoms, and is not that. So hopefully, with that, even if something bad happens, we can turn it on its head. But regardless, if something bad does happen, it is certainly going to turn the populace more towards negativity. It's already already taking shape from the many things that have happened over the past few weeks, from undead rising and attacking the city to demons walking around pretending to be people and conjuring more undead to attack the city. It's... yeah, there's a lot of fear in the populace at the moment. So ideally we would avoid any real problems if we can. So
Yes, we
You
would
just
like
wanna-
to.
Sorry.
We would like to be largely discreet. And Jin is going to transform into the face that he's going to use for the party, which is a particularly attractive, wealthy looking twink, kind of flamboyant, yeah, probably modeled off someone he met in a past life.
all right. Fair enough.
I'm gonna nudge Jun.
Yes.
Shouldn't you look at least like we, you know?
Oh yes. And he will tweak the face and to look like he's related to Avril.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes, so this Win Kararan character is Dudgrolin, right? He's a changeling that he is transformed in to look like him. Do you know how long that might have been the case?
We assume it's been a while.
Yes, given the way that the compound was set up with the... well, we interpreted it as payment, I guess. Like they knew that they were going to martyr him, so I would say before then.
I see. Yes. Well, I know the Mindforge family will not be happy to know that their head has been replaced. I'm sure that we can utilize that in some way if we can reveal that he is not who he says he was, and have
Well,
a
if we do,
time frame of that.
if he is killed tonight, we will need to hang on to the body.
Sorry, killed? You plan on assassinating him at this party when we need not good? You know, we need not bad things to happen at? You're going to kill him?
No, I need to. If I get the opportunity, I will. I will do it discreetly, but I will.
I see. And you need to keep the body for this? Yes?
If the body is disposed of too quickly, it will not become obvious that he was not who he says he was.
They stay as the form that they die in for a couple of hours, was it?
Yes.
But then return. So
But we need
long
to
enough for them to
reveal-
identify that that person had died. But
So we would need to reveal to a number of people for this to be accepted as fact. So, if you are going to kill him, it would probably actually be better that his body is found, so that people realize that he was a changeling when he changes back, right? or if there's another way that we could reveal him before that fact and then kill him. I'm sure that we could arrange for a changeling who's been pretending to be a minister to be killed quickly.
I mean, unless you... I don't suppose you would have access to any elfwood leaves.
No, I'm afraid I don't. Would that
There are
help?
not a lot... Yes, that would... There are not a lot of ways to easily reveal a changeling. It's difficult.
I see. Well, okay. Then definitely meet up with Grey Swallow at the event and make him aware of what's going to transpire if it lands out like that. And he will make sure that you can get him alone for a little while to achieve that.
I will endeavour not to add to the discontent that they are trying to create, but I do need to kill this man.
Yes, I understand. Perhaps we can use this to our advantage, actually. If whatever they're planning does go ahead, it could offer you an opportunity to, as a distraction, to terminate him, and also backfire on them to have him appear to have been killed in it. But that might, turn against the other stuff that we plan to do. It's a difficult one, for sure.
I feel discretion is the way to go. Yes. You are sure that all of your staff are trustworthy? I assume.
Everyone in this house, Grey Swallow, and a few select individuals under him, yes.
And that none of them have been temporarily not themselves.
It's not something that I keep a keen eye out for. I do have some subtle enchantments in place to track that sort of disguises and trickery of that nature, but a changeling itself is difficult to detect even by magical means. So it is. I am thinking through all of the events that I have recently had with many a people. I don't generally discuss openly with anyone about plans, even with trusted individuals. If we have to, we will use Thieves' Cant to remain secretive even in closed quarters, as you never know who could be scrying or listening.
Aaron uses Thieves' Cant.
Yes.
I see. But of course, pretty much all of our real correspondence is not done in person. It is done via Dropbox or message directly between me and Grey Swallow when it comes to these sort of matters. For other ministerial stuff, those are all generally matter of record anyway, so it doesn't necessarily need a secret identity to find that stuff out. But yes, written correspondence or sending message through me and Grey Swallow protects us from a lot of possible intervention. Someone would have to have completely taken over Grey Swallow's mind, or at least mind read him for long enough to know all of our codes for all of it to have come to light.
Well, I'm going to proceed as if my target does not know. And if you find that there have been wrecks, please do let me know.
Of course. All right. Well, with that, we're going to finish up for tonight. We are right there, right next to the masquerade. You're all dressed up. Literally, the next thing you'll be doing is going and entering the party. So it is a good thing. It is a good thing that we got through this one. Cool. Alrighty.
I am so pleased that scrying worked.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very lucky roll on that one. Yeah. Cool. Thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.